Hello students and welcome back. Now last week we were talking about cross contour lines and we used cross contour lines to make a hand project. Now cross contour lines are lines that curve along a shape to make it look three-dimensional. We are going to continue talking about cross contour lines to start our next project, which is a cross contour tube project. And you can see these shapes, while they look abstract, they could be interpreted as tubes or cylinders. Okay, now we are also going to use the same technique that we used on the hand project, which is curving our lines across the shapes to make them look like they are three-dimensional or coming off of the paper. It is kind of like an illusion that artists use to make things look 3D. Now, before we get into this project, we are going to practice just drawing the tubes this week, and then next week we're going to start this project step by step. So this week we're just going to be practicing the tubes and practicing our cross contour lines. Okay, so in your notebooks or on a separate piece of paper today, I would like you to get your pencil and draw just a wavy line. Don't put too many bumps into it. Nice and light from the top to the bottom. Then you're going to go up to the top of the wavy line, come over a little bit, and draw another wavy line. Now, here's the difference. I'm going to start with a further distance apart on the top, and I'm going to end closer on the bottom to make it look like the tube or the shape is going from big to small. So I'm starting up here, curving my lines. It doesn't matter if you match the other side or not. You don't want to make your lines too scribbly. Just a couple bends. Okay, now you can see on the bottom my shape is closer together, and on the top it is further apart. This is what I want. Okay, this is what I want you to do because it's going to help you when we start the next project. Okay, from this, we're going to take these two just squiggly lines, and we're going to turn them into a shape that kind of looks three-dimensional. Remember, three-dimensional means it looks like it has volume or mass. It looks like a real object. It looks like it's coming off the paper. Now, we're going to start at the top of the shape, and we're going to draw a curved line, which is a cross contour. And then we're going to go all the way down to the bottom of the shape, and we're going to draw a curved line again to close our shape. Okay, now across this shape, we want to draw cross contour lines, just like we did on the hand project. Now, you don't want them too close together, but you don't want them too far apart. You can start anywhere here and draw lightly in case you make a mistake. You're going to take your pencil, curve the line across the shape. Take your pencil, curve the line across the shape. You are drawing cross contours. Now, something a little bit different. You're going to pick a spot somewhere on this tube. Could be in the middle, doesn't have to be. And you are going to take a ruler and you're going to draw one straight line. Just one. So with the ruler, we're just going to draw one straight line somewhere across a wider part of your tube. Now, we're going to continue drawing our cross contours. And what's going to happen when we hit that straight line, if we were curving up to down or making kind of like a sad face, if we were to put two eyes there, we're making a frown, we're going to turn around and make a smile. So we're curving our lines in the opposite direction. So these lines up here curve this way. Once we hit this straight line, we're going to curve the other way. So we're going to go from a sad face to a happy face. Okay? And you're going to continue curving your lines or making your smiles underneath that straight line. Now this is a transition we can only have one of these per tube. So we're going to curve our lines all the way down to the bottom of the shape. Okay, now if we look at this shape, by drawing this straight line, it almost looks like this tube is coming out towards us, changing directions and going back in the other direction. And that's what we want. We want to create that illusion that the shape is round, and not only round, but maybe changing directions. Okay, so you are going to practice these tubes on a separate piece of paper or in your notebook. So the next tube you would do, you would start smaller, leave space in between, because we're not doing the project. We're just practicing. We're just getting the skill set down so that we don't ruin a big sheet of paper. Okay, this is called practice. So we're going to come over from this tube. Start here. Again, curving our lines. We don't want it to be like this. We don't want curved lines like this because it won't work. It's too busy. So we want soft curving lines. Now, since this one was big, I'm going to come over here and start closer together, the width, with another curving line. And then on the bottom, I'm ending bigger. All right, so let's draw the top of our tube and draw the bottom. And now we need to fill in this shape with cross contour lines just like we did over here. Now, again, you're going to take your ruler. You're going to pick a spot somewhere on the tube. Okay, and you will draw a straight line. Now the line can be slanted. It just can't be curved. So I'm going to use my ruler. I drew a slanted straight line. And I know above this line, I'm making frowns. And below this line, I'm making smiles. All right, let's continue with our cross contours. Nice, smooth, curving lines across the tube. Try to keep the distance somewhat the same throughout the tube. If you are going to vary the distance between the cross contours, in the small area you would want them closer together, in a bigger area you want them further apart. Now once I hit the straight line, I'm curving the opposite direction. Just curving the opposite direction. Okay. So there you go. This is the practice for this week. Now you will have a journal and you will have some warm-up drawings to also include in your sketchbook this week. But as far as this activity goes, I'd like you to draw at least a minimum of 3 of these tubes in your notebook with a transition from one direction to the other using the straight line. Okay, now next week I will show you step by step how to use these cross contour shapes to make a full design of cross contours and tubes. And we will talk about coloring and color choices. We'll talk about warm colors. We'll talk about cool colors and how you can use these to make your drawings stand out. Okay, good luck, have fun, be creative, and don't forget to upload your work.